on Cowboy Shit.
Welcome to Cowboy Shit. My name is Ted Stoven. He is James Foley, and we've got some very pressing issues to talk about this week, James. ESPN released a list of the toughest sports in the world, and they majorly effed it up, in our opinion.
Yeah, huge failure.
Totally blew it.
And they had professionals. We're not professional.
No, we're very unprofessional, in fact, and we make a point of being of being that way.
But wow, like we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So
The-
what do they have? They got boxing as the first, as the toughest. And like if you're talking like if you want to guarantee yourself to have concussion symptoms for life, like boxing, like yeah, I get that.
and tough. You know what I mean? Guys who
Tough,
box
100%.
are tough. They're
And they got
scary.
endurance.
Women who box, scary.
Yeah. So what ESPN did is they ranked their sports on what is it? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 different categories and went from 1 to 10 on endurance, strength, power, speed, agility, flexibility, nerve, durability, hand-eye coordination, and analeptic aptitude, which is the ability to evaluate and react appropriately to strategic situations. Example, Joe Montana reading a defense, basketball point guard on a fast break. Man, let's just go right to it since bull riding is our shit. They only gave us a 3.25 for endurance and strength out of 5.3 out of 10, which is like, really, really, guys? A 5? Have you ever fucking ridden a bull? Power
Or
4, like, or bareback
or
horse or
yeah,
bronc.
bareback or a bronc.
Yeah. They say speed is 1.75, where you have to fucking react before you even consciously react. And they're giving us a 1.75. You guys are totally out to lunch in this one. Totally out to lunch. Agility 3.63, way off, way too low. Flexibility, I will agree with the 4.25, I think. I don't think you got to be super flexible sometimes. If you want to be at the very elite level, I think you can crank that up. Nerve 9.5. I don't know how you rank auto racing higher at 9.88, but let me just look quick. The top ranked ones on they got horse racing above or just below it at 8. What else is high? Uh the only thing that outranks the nerve is auto racing, and they've got ski jumping at a 9. So they do have the nerve, like maybe right, but what else we got here? I'm going to bull riding somehow on their list. Bull riding, bareback riding, and bronc riding is 40th, 42nd on the list. They got durability at 7.33. I'll give that. Hand eye at 3.63. Again, I'll argue that this stuff happens before you even know what's happening, or otherwise you're behind. And then the analeptic aptitude. The other side that they totally forgot about this, and like they have calf roping, like tie down roping ranked 40th, like one ahead of bull riding, but they don't realize that you have to train a fucking animal to make this work. Like
Yeah,
literally, and
they're hooped, man.
it's
They're
so
hooped.
wrong. But it's obviously done by someone that has no idea about this sport and what it actually takes.
Yeah.
It must have been
Like
done by a bunch of nerds that never have done any of these sports because it seems like they're out to lunch on pretty much all of them.
yeah, they obviously I can only imagine what they all look like to begin with. I bet you they're real athletic friggin' people. But like just everything. Like you got to think of a sport and the athletes that do that sport and then think to yourself, can those athletes do any other sports?
Yeah,
Right? And then if those athletes can do a bunch of those other sports, well then and all those athletes can't do their sport, that's got to count for something.
right.
Right. Like I guarantee you there's probably there's guys that are good at hockey, guys that are good at football, guys that are good at soccer that all play sports and then they're rodeo athletes on top of that,
Mm-hmm.
which 98% of the people that they play against cannot even rodeo, right?
Well,
Like they just their whole thing was so no offense, soccer.
There's no way.
So there's no way soccer's in the top 10.
Like maybe if you're going on like straight athletic ability, like if that's what they were trying to do, like who are the like most athletic people, like strictly athletes. But then if you're doing that, like no offense to our Bulldogger friends, but those guys don't look like soccer players very often.
No,
Or
not
water poloists
no,
who are ranked 11th.
or basketball players or gymnastics. You know what I mean? Like
Like how does American baseball or softball rank higher than bull riding for this, the toughest sports in the world? Really?
I think
Really?
I think it's got to be based on like an elite. You know what I mean, so, I just go back to soccer. Soccer, all you have to do is run and kick. Those are two things in
Those guys
soccer.
run a lot.
Right. Now, professional soccer players, great shape. Those guys can run like the wind and they can kick a ball. So
Whoa.
is soccer above track athletes to me? Yeah, because track athletes don't have to kick a ball. They just have to run.
Foley, I just found the list of the people. That
Oh, let's
the degree of
let's carve
difficulty
them.
panel. The degree of difficulty panel is on. They're all doctors, man. And these pictures look like they're from like the early 90s, so this thing might be a little outdated.
Well,
There is a baseball player looking guy on here. A rare
yeah, it's in there.
two sports saw 12 seasons of Major League Baseball.
And then what was his other sport?
Oh, this is old. Brian Jordan. I'm just gonna look this guy up. This thing might be like old content to just come back just to like to mess with
Piss
us all.
people off?
Yeah.
Well, we could still judge it. It's still it hasn't changed much.
Like this
You know
thing's
what I
kind
mean?
of gone on a
Those
little ways. Yeah, this guy's 58 years old, and this story is saying he was in his 12th season in Major League Baseball.
Oh, so he could
Everybody's
have been
getting
30.
punked by this article.
He could have been 30, 31. Yeah, that is.
This thing's from
Sheesh.
20 years ago.
Sheesh.
This thing's from 20 years ago.
Well, they're still out to lunch.
They were out to lunch then, and they're still out to lunch now.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, this is like this article is from like the early 2000s. Like this
Oh
from
yeah.
like 2005. But it's definitely made its way back because like all the PRCA posted it, Cowboy Channel posted it.
Yeah.
I was trying to do some research, but I finally found a link that worked.
They
And
want to recount. I think they should redo it. ESPN should redo it
yeah,
and see how the times have changed in 20 years,
20
10,
years.
15 years,
Oh, it's
whenever
definitely
they
been
did it.
20 years.
20 years.
The latest date on this thing is 2004.
Okay,
It was
so
probably
22
published in
years.
like 2004.
Like there's no way basketball's in the top five.
It's just wild. Like just for example, so just ahead of like steer wrestling is the highest ranked rodeo event and it's 15th. And bull riding, actually calf roping's next and it's 40th, and then rough stock is 42nd, which like I don't understand how, but there's probably way less data on Western sports in 2004, 2005 than there
Yeah.
is now. Like with the growth of the PBR, like I think that this would be a lot different now. Definitely punk some folks though, and us included until now that this was a current
We
article.
we got to the bottom of it, but now
Not
it's
current.
become current. It's become current though, because the PRCA, everybody's sharing it, so now it's current, and everybody's seen it. There's been a lot of comments about it.
Yes, true. Anyway, yeah, they effed it up. And I think they should do another one.
Me
And
too.
but it can't be just only us, but we got to put a like a Western sports and like equestrian person, because the other side of like the equestrian stuff is the average person can't ride a horse. And if you're talking difficulty, like yeah, it might not be hard to ride a horse, but you have to learn how to ride the thing first. And then like I get why ice hockey would be hard to get into in any capacity, because the barrier to entry, like just to be able to skate and then actually shoot, is totally like I get that one, right? And like fishing might be easy, but like Keenan Vine would argue fishing's one of the hardest ones to actually catch a fish. Like physically it might not be demanding, but like the tactics to actually do it, shit also isn't easy.
Yeah, but You know what I mean?
It's not
Like
as hard as bull riding.
it's not as hard as probably anything. Like if you just think like fly fishing, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? A lot of people you could be I think 800 pounds as long as they can get you in a boat, you could fish.
You can fish from the rocks.
Yeah, you'd have to, yeah.
Hmm. Okay,
So,
if you're gonna make a top five off the sports on this list, what would your top five be?
I would go with probably MMA would be in there for sure.
It's sixth
Um,
on their list.
yeah, M like MMA to me is on another level.
Yeah,
That
man versus man.
rodeo rough stock, I think rugby, Australian rules rugby, I think those guys are nuts. Um, what else would be there? That would be my top three. I'd have to think.
Yeah. I think if I was doing it, top three, I guess we shouldn't knock on them too bad. They're like their top sports are probably not far off. Because like American football is pretty brutal on the body. And the
Yeah.
amount of like stuff those guys are doing, like I don't agree with basketball or the soccer thing. Wrestling's tough, martial arts is tough. Tennis, having done it a bit this winter, it's difficult technically, but like it's just like there's not many of these sports that you can die at immediately.
No,
Like,
not many at all.
right? Like you got to put those ones like pretty far up there. And like I don't agree with auto racing. I get the nerve part, like you got to go fast and you might die, like and people do die doing it. So I kind of get that part of it, but like how is table tennis ahead of horse racing? That's
Oh, man,
a bit
the
messed up.
the the injuries a year in table tennis probably outrageous.
That's true. But I would still go, it's not super far off. I would still go boxing, ice hockey, football. I'd have to put like MMA and bull riding in there. Like that'd be my top five.
Yeah.
Move basketball and wrestling down and move martial arts and bull riding into the top five. And then kind of redo the speed, agility, hand eye, and the last column there. What's it called? Analytic aptitude,
Yeah.
the ability to evaluate and react appropriately to strategic situations. Like you have to be ahead of the bull, but not ahead of the bull, but react like my best rides happen subconsciously. Like that's a different level of sport.
I would
That
say
probably
like
happens like that in a lot of sports, but
yeah. Oh, guaranteed, but still it's in a lot of sports you can screw up and not get severely
not
hurt.
die. Yeah,
Yeah. Like
true.
a lot of, you know.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, I got to get rolling, and we probably almost have enough content just dogging this 20-year-old article that we got rage
Hell
baited
yeah.
by.
Yeah.
But what else you got? I feel for Team Canada not
Oh,
winning the
dude,
gold medal
that was
hockey games.
brutal. That was
Congrats to our
brutal.
American friends. That was the best hockey we might ever get to watch.
Yeah, the congratulations. But here I got one rule. If you're gonna chirp a Canadian, right? Like if you're an American, you're gonna chirp a Canadian about losing the gold, you gotta be able to skate. If you can't skate, you can't fucking chirp.
That's a good point.
I don't want your bullshit. I already had to correct one person. I said it sucked, but you can't skate, so you can't chirp me.
You can't say shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you're obsolete.
Yeah.
But they did win. It's tough, man. Hellebuck had a game of
Unreal
his
game.
life.
Unreal game.
Yeah. Sucks.
I don't want to have to wait another 4 years to watch that again.
Yeah, me either. Me either. Well, I think we'll get one of the right in two
Four
years
Nations?
yeah, in 2 years we get a Four Nations.
Do we? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess
So then
I can handle that then.
we can get back on top of the mountain two
Yeah.
years and then
But
give it to him in the Olympics.
that one doesn't matter as much as the Olympics though.
Yeah.
TBH. The
To,
Olympics
oh,
is the ultimate.
100%. And like by the middle of the third period, I'm like, the Americans are gonna win.
Well, when
Like,
they what
there's
did
just
they
been
we tied
too
it
much
up.
going wrong.
Yeah, and we had so many chances, but anyways.
Too Yeah, it's brutal.
I feel for our man McJesus to be, this is a pretty big gut punch to lose the cup final twice and then the Olympics. Like that guy either goes on an absolute rampage now or shit goes a little bit sideways the other way. I don't know.
Yeah. Or
I
he's
don't
like
know.
or he's just gonna be like Ovechkin.
Maybe just roll forever and then win one. But
Yeah,
like,
win one,
I
maybe
mean,
win one. He'll win a gold. He'll win a gold. You can't
that's
put
true.
he's too good. In 4 years, he's gonna be just as good as he is now. Maybe a little bit slower, but still a stud.
But then like what about like Austin Matthews? Like he hasn't done shit in the NHL besides score a lot of goals, which like not to knock him, but like he won Olympic gold, but he hasn't won the cup with the Leafs.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
and the
I
Leafs
don't
aren't even going to make the playoffs this
like
year.
Matthews and McDavid aren't even like it's not even close. Like
Well,
McDavid's the best player in the world. That guy's a phenom, man.
and how did somebody even try to compare Matthew Kachuk with McDavid? I think the like Barstool president guy tried to be like, well, Kachuk's won everything. I'm like, yeah, but he's not fucking half the player that McDavid
Yeah.
is. But he won. So it's like, is
He's
there something
just
to that on the team side of it?
yeah, on the team side, but stats side, like
Yeah,
it's nobody's close to the guy.
incomparable. Yeah.
He is. He
Anyway,
just like I said, it was a tough game. You win
yeah,
some, you lose some.
that's true.
On
Sometimes
we
she goes
roll.
and sometimes she doesn't go.
Yep.
Yep.
She
Uh,
didn't go.
didn't go. Anyways, get you next time, America. Get you next
Yeah.
time.
Keep your
Uh,
heads up.
anyways, once again from the Brown Boot Studio, I'm Ted Stovin. He's James Foley, and we better get the interview this week. You got anything else before we wrap it up?
That's it.
Okay,
Have
brother.
a good one.
You too. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the show here with Niki Flundra. All right, welcome back. We're at another edition of the show, and got a really special guest here in the studio, inside the Brahma Boot studio here in Calgary, Alberta. She's among the top in the field in the equine industry as a Liberty horse trainer and performer, a professional stunt woman in the film industry, and also a clinician. Some of the films from the stunt world include Shanghai Noon, Rat Race, Little House on the Prairie, along with hit television shows Heartland, Hell on Wheels, and Zoo. I still have a lot to go here. There's more.
Don't have to say it all.
In Canadian, no. So I'll tell you a story in a second. In Canadian Pro Rodeo, as a performer, she's been selected 8 times as Contract Act of the Year. This came from your website, so hopefully it's right.
So far, so
I didn't.
good.
I didn't confirm. 6 times to the Wrangler NFR in Las Vegas. 14 times she performed, and there's probably more at the Canadian Finals Rodeo as well. 18 times Rodeo Houston. 11 times at the Calgary Stampede. Also with a performance at the Calgary Stampede's Evening Grandstand show, which is a totally different show for those not unaware. Totally different deal. 5 times San Antonio. 4 times at the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. Also performed in Denver, Reno, Pendleton, Cheyenne, Austin, Waco, and countless others, all of everywhere across Canada and all of Canadian Pro Rodeo. But she's been honored to perform in front of the Prime Minister of Canada and the President of the United States. I'm gonna have to ask about that. Her travels have even taken her to Australia to perform, which I don't know how you even did that. So that'll be something else we ask about. But she resides with her husband, Dustin, who's a 3-time Canadian champion saddle bronc rider. He's a Guy Weedick Award winner. He's sitting across from us right now as well. Winner of the Calgary Stampede in the bronc riding. Twice he went to the Wrangler NFR. Numerous things. Oh, 3 times. 3 times. I didn't have that one right. But they, Dustin and her ranch with their 3 sons just outside of Pincher Creek in Southern Alberta. And together they've also created one-of-a-kind show with Heart of the Horse. And it's going to be August 21st to 23rd in Medicine Hat, Alberta for 2026. Please welcome to the show, Niki Flundra.
Thank you so much, Ted, for having me.
Thank you for making this work. We talked about it for a while.
Yeah.
And then you were like, hey, I'll be in town next week. And then I was like, Devin, can you make this work?
Yeah.
So here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Happy, what is it, Wednesday?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for making this work. Okay, I got to ask, Devin, where should we start? I'm trying to think. We got the movies? Yeah. That's Devin's default is the movies. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's an oldie.
Jackie Chan.
one.
Jackie Chan and Chris Rock, wasn't it? Shanghai
Owen
Noon?
Wilson.
Owen Wilson. Oh, that's the John Wayne thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, where was that shot here?
It was shot at
Parts of it, I guess. It'd
Parts
probably
of
be a
it,
few
yeah.
different
I were
places.
out by Cochrane.
Yeah.
I was 16. Was very first movie. That and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was
Really?
the very first movie I did stunts on, and it was very eye-opening, but a lot of fun. I actually did some doubling for Owen Wilson, and
Really?
remember trying to be quite a bit more masculine than I
Oh, no
than I
way.
am. But yeah,
For
it
Owen
was,
Wilson?
Yes, lots of trick riding, stunt riding.
The only thing I have to say to that is, wow.
Crazy. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Owen Wilson. I guess you got the hair color, though.
Well, it was a wig. I was
was
in
a
a
wig
wig a
too?
lot. Yep.
That's
Yep.
wild.
Yeah.
Shanghai Noon, though. I remember watching that as a kid. So, like, would I remember anything from the movie that you would have done? Like, I guess, like, there's all sorts of the movie business stuff where it's, like, shot from a different angle so that you don't really know
So
show business.
the riding that I did was with Ted Griffith, who's an amazing stuntman and coordinator out of California. He doubled for Jackie. We did tons of riding and trick riding, and I think the majority of it they took out, actually, which happens way more than I ever would have thought possible. So, yeah, that was kind of my first... one of the first things I realized about the film business is you could work for days and days and days and none of it ever makes it onto the screen. But it was fun. It was, it really kind of helped shape a lot of the direction that my career went after that. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay, so how did you get into it in the beginning? So I got to just put a little sidebar in here that I talked to Peter Gibrad today as well. Yeah.
Peter.
Yeah, because I was like, hey, I'm doing a show with Niki. Tell me
Yes.
about you guys'.
Did he tell you about the Nick flip?
I had it written down. I was gonna surprise you. I should have done that differently.
Oh,
That was a good one.
yeah, Peter.
Okay, so Peter's been on the show before, and Peter, for those that don't know, I think it was like episode 40-ish, like quite a few years ago. Peter worked with your dad,
Yes.
Jim, Unreal Effects.
Yep.
Back in this would have been the early 90s, I think, almost, right? Or the mid 90s?
Yeah, mid to late
Mid to
90s.
late?
When I started working for my dad's company, I worked under Peter.
Okay. He
He
said you
taught
worked
me
together.
a ton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he taught me so much about production and special effects, and he is just an awesome, awesome guy. Great mentor.
I just realized it hadn't started recorded on my side yet.
Oh, do we need to start over?
No, I think luckily Devin's recording on 2 cameras.
Good thing you've got Devin.
Oh, gee, that's good. I haven't done that one in a while. That's too excited. But for those that don't know, Unreal Effects, like your dad, you might have told me the story quick, but like they pioneered a lot of the pyrotechnics and special effects in like NHL, NBA.
Yes,
like
PBR.
Yeah, PBR, any professional
Yeah.
sport. Like I'm pretty sure Peter and your dad exclusively like invented the fire in the dirt in the PBR.
Yeah, my dad.
Don't anyone else
Yeah,
tell you different,
my dad
folks.
did that, and it was quite. He's just so creative. He's come up with so many ideas that he was involved in a Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah,
He
2000 in
invented
Atlanta,
a lightning effect for was it a Back to the Future? Yeah, Dustin knows. He's just so creative, and he really just has always taught me to think outside of the box, and because that's always what he did, and he blazed the trail for a lot of different effects in not just in the film industry but live shows as well, rodeo, sporting events. Yeah, the fireballs at the Flame Games, I got to shoot those off as a job for quite a few years because Dad came up with it. Yep.
No way.
Yep.
So I wanted to ask that and put that in there because I wonder if that's some of the connection with the movies, or is that totally different?
That was, my very first job in the movies, I actually worked for my aunt in craft services. And I enjoyed the industry as a whole, although it was kind of eye-opening, like what a different world it is from what you think it's going to be. But I enjoyed it. And so I went on, after high school, I was pursuing my trick riding career and a little bit of stunts in the movies. And I went to work with Peter and my dad's company and shooting live fireworks shows and working on different films, doing the special effects. And then I kind of started leaning more towards the stunts and the horse side of things.
And the first one was Shanghai Noon, though. That was the first movie you ended up
my
working
very
on.
very first movie was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and I did a basketball fall stunt for that, I think. And then Shanghai Noon, and then I went on to work on quite a few.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of where I should go next with this, but Devin, where's your mind going on the movie stuff?
All the
Yeah.
stories, yeah.
Back to the Future thing's really cool.
Yeah.
really neat.
Yeah, it's crazy how many cool things my dad has been a part of.
Oh yeah. And what's he
Yeah.
doing now?
Mostly retired. He sold his Unreal Effects, and then he went on to he had a fireworks factory where he actually manufactured fireworks, and then he is now involved in a little bit of demolition things, like getting rid of ammunition and things with the RCMP, and
Oh wow.
like just some totally different from what he had done before that. But mostly he is golfing and retired.
Oh yeah. Where's he golf at?
Everywhere.
Everywhere?
He loves to golf.
Where
Him
do they-
and my mom.
Where are they from?
They live in Rocky Ford, so an hour
Rocky,
east
okay.
east of Calgary. Yeah.
Right on.
Yep.
So the movie business. I got some questions written down on that at some point, and then I got some horse questions that I got to ask about too. But the movie stuff, like you mentioned, and Devin works in this too. You guys, we were just talking. She's like,
Yeah.
Did you double in the
Yes.
same thing?
Yes. Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
both
Billy
were-
the Kid. That was a really fun show to work on.
Yeah. And are they doing more, or are they finished? They're done. Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
Oh. So,
Yeah.
what would be like one of your more famous stunts that's in a show that we would know about? Like, what can we go Google right now? Yeah, can we go look up?
Gosh.
Would you hold the mic a little closer? me
Coolest
out with
stunt, I don't know. I think probably some of the bigger movie things, my horses have done the stunts. So
But you're off
a
screen.
couple years ago, we did Percy Jackson in Vancouver. That was big. Jennifer Lawrence movie called Die My Love last year.
You had the black horse on there. No.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I just watched that movie.
Oh, did you? Yeah,
Oh,
I
it
haven't
was
watched it yet.
weird.
It's a little out
It was
there.
interesting.
It was a different kind of a show. But what else? That's A Stolen Child was the last big one in Vancouver. My gray horse did a ton of stuff. I was out there for about 6 weeks, and it was probably the hardest horse scenes to pull off that I've ever done. And then, of course, years and years I've been involved in Heartland with stunts and horse stunts since season 1. So that's
The whole way
been
through.
fun. Yeah, the whole way through. I'm trying to think of other big ones. Oh yeah, let him go with Kevin Costner. That was pretty cool. I got to
really?
work right with him. He rode my horse. My horse did some really cool stuff with him.
Oh, dang.
That was really special.
Because somebody mentioned, I think I was talking with Brett Gardner earlier, who's one of the announcers, maybe the announcer at Heart of the
Yes,
Horse.
the man.
He's the man?
The man.
I don't know if you have any
Yes.
other announcers, so I didn't want to say he's
Just
the
Brett.
announcer. Just Brett,
well,
I think you have a couple.
Yes, we've
Yeah,
had
some
some
clinicians and whatnot.
some color people helping him, but
Okay.
Brett's kind of our
He's the
main
guy.
dude. Yeah.
So Brett mentioned something about Kevin Costner recently. Is there something else with Costner, like on his other project, or is that the most recent piece?
That was the most recent that
Okay.
I have ever. Yeah, I'd love to work with him again, but we'll see.
yeah,
hopefully.
TBD.
Yeah.
Well, I text Amber as well because
Yes.
I saw her yesterday.
Oh yeah.
And I said, I was like, tell me about Nikki. And she's like, oh, she's a wonderful human. I'm not sure what to tell you. Like, she was like,
Oh, that's nice.
she was telling me this. So this is from Amber Marshall from Heartland. And she said, this is from Amber. Her horse Z was very special to both her and I. It was him that I learned to do liberty work with. He passed away a few years ago, but I know he was her heart horse.
Yes.
So is that Spartan?
Yeah. He Z was also the one.
Oh, you,
He actually got me started on Heartland. I was stunt doubling, and I was on my way to a rodeo, and the horse that was meant to be doing the scene wasn't going great. So I said, I think my horse will do this, and he's black, and he's a great double, and we got him, and he was so good for the whole thing. And then the rest was just history from there. We used him a bunch for lots of the lay down, the liberty, rearing, tons of stuff like that. And then they went on to write more liberty stuff in, kind of after they'd seen what my horses could do. So that was fun.
Wow. That's pretty impressive for them to write pieces in the show around a character that's a horse now.
Yeah.
That's pretty
it was neat. They wrote, I think it was season 5, they wrote in kind of a whole liberty performance thing, kind of based on what I was doing with my horses at the time. So that was kind of neat to be involved with. And that was it. I remember that year Ridge was
probably pretty little.
Ridge was a baby, and I remember some of the places we shot were way kind of at the river bottom, and my mom would be in the trailer with Ridge, and I'd be running back and forth all day trying to feed him, and he'd be crying, and I didn't want to go back to set. And I remember that whole year was really tough.
Oh, I guess
it was
so.
very intense. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm trying to think of going back to some of the other shows in Heartland, but like isn't this the 19th or 20th season?
Yeah,
this year?
I think, is it 19th? I
Just
think they
19?
finished 19th.
Starting 20 this year. I think.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, not confirmed yet. They're gonna have to get going on it because don't
So
they start
good.
filming
It's
in
so
like the
good.
spring?
It's awesome that they've had that long of a run, and Amber is incredible person. She works so hard at what she does, and she just drives that show to be what it is. So
Right on.
and very impressive.
When you say drives that show, like she's obviously the main character and has been since day one.
Yeah.
But outside of that, is that what you mean by driving that show?
Well, she's always impressed me so much with how involved in every facet of the show. Like, she will pay attention and make sure continuity is correct. She took the time to come down and take lessons so she could do the horse work herself.
Oh, really?
And I know she works hard to do that as much as possible. Like, she just, when I say that, I just mean she works so hard to make sure they deliver in whatever area. She's always involved and trying to make it as good as it can be. And that is rare for an actor or actress to put that much into the production as a whole. So I've always been so impressed by just how hard she works at it. She's never grown complacent over 19 years. She's never just went, oh, good enough. It's always, let's make it as good as it can be.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, and I just read a book called Extreme Ownership, and that makes me think of that book almost being like she's owning every single part of the show, but it's not her show per se, but she's a pretty big
part of it. Yeah, she's taught me a lot about not settling, and being involved in every area, and that really has helped spill over into the other productions or things I'm involved in, of just like the little details are the big things. And that's kind of how I tried to go about Heart of the Horse, and all the movie work and everything is that how you do anything is how you do everything. So
where'd you learn that line?
I teach that at all my clinics.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's something I don't know. I tell my boys that all the time.
Yeah.
When I'm trying to get them to make their beds.
Yeah.
The little things matter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I learned that from a course I went to years ago.
Yep.
It was like Harv Eker was the guy that taught it.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
To hear it again. I haven't heard it that way in a long time.
Yeah. It's something
Said it
I
exactly
think.
like that.
Yeah. It's something I don't know. I think about that a lot. And Amber makes me, she really, she kind of brought that out, and working with her, it made me think that that's something to strive for.
Mm-hmm. So Amber's got to be one of the best actors you've worked with. There's probably a couple other stories too of like people that are just so incredible to work with.
Oh gosh.
How cool
Sometimes.
was Jackie Chan?
Well, actually, I
Or was he
didn't
not
get
cool?
I didn't get to be around him
Oh, really?
hardly at all.
Oh. Hilarious in the movie.
And sometimes that's how it is when you're doubling them. You don't.
You don't actually really hardly see them?
Well, yeah, if they're not in the scene, they're not always on set. So,
wow.
Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It was fun to work on. Like, couldn't believe Robert Pattinson. Is that how you say Pattinson? Pattinson
Isn't he,
and
the
Jennifer
werewolf?
Lawrence. Yeah, I was on set.
That's so bad.
Yeah, I was watching them and I was just kind of like, I can't actually believe this is my life right now. And then it's so much pressure because you're like, oh, I am not going to be the one to blow this finally with my horses. So you feel that pressure to make sure it's really good.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Dang.
So I don't know. I have got to work with some cool actors. Yeah.
You guys have to watch that movie.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm kind of scared to
What's
it.
it called? What's it called again?
Die, my love.
Die, My Love. Is she murdering her partner or something, or what's going on?
It's more like it's kind of like postpartum depression type.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
You don't know what's
a bit
in her
crazy.
head and what's like real
Oh yeah.
life. It's just it's a weird movie. It makes you feel weird things. It makes you angry, and I'm like, it was the acting in that is insane. Like it was
Yeah.
really cool movie.
And okay, so I'm curious what we see in the horse side. That sounds like maybe like a dream part of the.
Well,
the
so Stetson, one of my black horses, played a reoccurring role.
Okay.
So he would like show up in their window on it. Like I would have to have him walk to a mark.
Really?
And then in another scene, they had we had to lope around the field and do this certain pattern and run him to marks and in and out of the forest. And then they CGI'd like a ghost rider on him.
Really?
I don't know if that ended up in the film, but it was like we did some crazy stuff. And then the hardest scene two hard things we did, the car accident. Yeah. So this car, he had
Is
to
this with the
walk.
white horse or black horse?
My black horse Stetson, he had to walk out to his mark on the road right when the car was coming, and it literally barely missed him, and he had to stand there and then they're like, can you make him react more, because I had prepped it so much that I had him coming to that mark with a vehicle coming, where on the day he just kind of walked out like it was no big deal.
No way.
Yes, it was crazy. And then I had to lay him down right there, and then they inched the car right up to him, and then I had to be way out of shot, and he had to lay there through all of their acting. And then when they were done acting, I had to cue him from a distance to get up and run to another mark. And he was so
Holy
perfect.
crap.
That horse is incredible. Yeah, no, that was
fake?
all
Devin
Stetson.
says she thought
yeah.
it was fake.
Yeah.
Just for those not in the room with us right now.
Yeah. No,
Trying to get the whole story in.
he did the whole deal, and it just blew my mind how awesome he was. And then we did another scene. There was like a fire scene, and he had to come through all this smoke over a log down the mountain to Jennifer Lawrence was holding a baby, and he had to come right up, and the baby had to touch him. And I was like, oh, please do good. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want
Don't
to be the
hurt
one. Yeah,
anybody.
don't mess this up. So
Holy
that was cool. And yeah, that was a neat show to be a part of.
This sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
I've always been really intrigued by the film stuff, but I've never been around it enough to understand. And
Yeah, the animal stuff is like, for what I do, the Wranglers, we have some incredible talent in Canada that provide tons of cool stuff for the horse scenes. And then generally I would just come in for when they need a really specific rear or lay down, the mark work where they have to go right to I have like a rubber mat that my horse is trained to go at any speed, and he'll stand there as long as they need, things like that. So
how do you train your horse to do that?
it's a whole system that starts right from groundwork through the Liberty work, and then that would be like the advanced step-by-step process of starting them very slowly in smaller spaces to where you can do it in the wide open at any speed. So tons of hours of training.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a question from Sheriff Sage on this one. What is the most challenging trick to teach a horse, and why is it more difficult than another? Like to do something like that, this is a specific piece here.
I think at Liberty, to make it look seamless and easy and beautiful, probably the lay down, because there's just sometimes where they're a little bit worried, and that's where they're at their most vulnerable. So
Just to lay down like
to ask them at Liberty to lay down when there's so many things going on
I can imagine.
is probably what takes kind of the most experience and training.
And is like that's a cue. Like for you, I'm trying to imagine this right now. Like you're not really even close to the horse when they're doing that. You gotta have
Typically
some
in a
kind of
live
cue.
in a live show, I could be or would be, but for the film stuff, I've put on several of my horses to be able to cue them from a distance, so that when I would tap the ground with the whip, they would go down.
Really? From how far away are we talking?
Like maybe 10 or 15 feet.
Holy smokes.
Just enough to be out of shot usually.
So I'm trying to understand this as like somebody that's never trained an animal to do anything in my life. So I don't know anything about this. Full disclosure.
Fair enough.
But my experience with dogs, we had little dogs here for quite a while previously. But like those little suckers didn't listen for worth a shit. And they're dogs, but they're little dogs. And they're like, but like, I don't even know how to train a dog, let alone train a horse. But the only thing that I'll maybe put in here is like the dogs would follow you along and like they're kind of your buddy and they're paying attention that way.
Yes.
Where I'm assuming a horse like Stetson is totally attuned to you and what you're doing no matter what else is going on. He knows you at this set.
Yes. Yeah.
So he's 100% focused on you.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes, and I think just years of like the live rodeo experiences with them has made them really solid on set, because the movies is like pretty mellow energy really compared to what
rodeos,
like you go to the NFR and if you feel the energy in there and ask them to lay down compared to a movie set. The movie set for a horse that maybe just came off the ranch, that's hard and that's a big deal. But if you have horses that are solid with live performances, the movie stuff isn't quite. It's easier.
Well, not necessarily.
In some regard, there's a lot of pressure to both of them, and it's a different sort of pressure. But where I found the most success with my horses is in learning to build on their strengths. So I really look at what horses naturally do well and what they want to do well. Some are more inclined to have a more laid back, lay down disposition where they're happy and relaxed to be laying down, and others that are really sensitive and energetic and are more aware of those pressure and energy. They'll be great rearing horses or charging, like for the fight scenes, they'll want to charge or they'll go hard to a mark. So I try to build on what they're naturally good at and use that to my advantage when I'm taking them to a job. Yeah.
So when you're going to do this show with Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson, Pattinson, this is like just Stetson going, or is it a couple horses or?
Yeah, mostly Stetson. We did use my gray horse in that show, and
was that the one down by the river? Like there was like a scene down by the river, the horse is laying down.
And that was on a different show.
Okay.
So the gray horse, we actually dyed him black on Dye My Love for a rearing scene that we did.
Wow, okay.
So
Dyeing a horse black,
and my gray horse has been dyed almost
every color in the rainbow.
yes. I think
Really?
probably, yeah. It's kind of crazy, but because he's good at what he does. So we've used him for lots of different colors.
Okay, I gotta ask this because Dustin's really paying attention very closely. And it made me.
He probably doesn't know any of this stuff either.
I had the thought earlier. I was like, I was wondering where you guys met. Like, what's your story on it as far as you guys meeting? Because like in the rodeo world, I'm assuming you guys met at a show somewhere along the line, or like it might have been a family thing further back, or like I don't know how you guys met though. And like to have 3 kids together and be ranching together and working together and doing the events together, like I think it's a cool story. But I want to know the beginning of you two.
Yeah. We actually met when we were 14 years old in high school rodeo.
Oh, District 1 high school rodeo?
Yeah, District 1, and have been really good friends ever since then. It took us...
That's just it?
Took us a while to get married, but we...
Still really good friends.
Still really good friends, yeah.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, no, we...
When did you get married then?
2010. 2010.
Okay.
Yeah. 2010. So
First
what are we?
NFR? Second.
Second NFR, yeah.
And the last one was 14. Okay.
Yeah, no, so we've got to have lots of fun together. We both were together and married when we were rodeoing really hard and on the road, and we had kids on the road, and now life is a little closer to home on the ranch. I wouldn't say it's any less busy now, but things have definitely changed, but it's good. We make a pretty good team, and we do pretty good working together, I think. Hey, Dust? Most of the time, yeah.
But that can't be easy though. Like working, like, cause for some folks, working and living together and like doing everything together all the time could be a challenge for some.
Yeah.
You two, like you said, you've been best friends for the whole way through.
Yeah, and there are days where I'm sure he finds me a challenge. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, working cows together, but actually, we do pretty good.
Yeah.
We do so many things together, and it just Yeah, here's the thing. He knows my weaknesses. I know his. We figure out, yes, he draws me a map instead of just saying, turn at the rock by the big tree. And
it's like Google Maps
we
for
get
ranching.
by. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good.
And the 3 boys, I don't know everybody's name. I know Ridge.
Oh, Ridge is
I'm sorry, I don't know all the
14.
names.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Ridge is 14, driving now.
Oh, geez.
Kind of wild.
Steer riding too, right?
Steer riding
I've seen him
so
at a couple
much.
shows now.
Yes. Yeah. And then Shade is 11 and Case just turned 7.
Right on.
So yeah, they're so much fun. They are playing hockey and basketball and volleyball and rodeoing and all the things. It's just awesome.
How thankful was Dustin to have 3 boys?
Well, you'd have to
was he?
ask him.
Yeah. He was pretty pumped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dustin said I wouldn't know what to do with 3 girls.
Yeah.
But Nikki, how were you trying for a girl?
Well,
along
I
the way?
thought
Like, were you
Case was
hoping?
gonna be a
Yeah.
girl. I really thought.
hoping?
Yeah, and then
That's tougher for you.
Yeah, 3 boys is now. I'm just like, I can't imagine being anything but a boy
Yeah,
mom.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty settled in with my boys, but it's it's good.
Right on.
They're fun.
And you said it was like the first weekend you had no hockey in like months.
Yeah.
Maybe years.
Yeah.
even.
Well, yeah. For this weekend, we'll be at the ski hill. Our older 2 boys freestyle ski,
Oh, jeez.
and so we'll be at the ski hill.
Right on.
Yeah. There's no days off.
No, guess not.
No.
Okay. I got to think. There's a lot of different things here. But like you mentioned rodeoing together because Dustin was going and he was rodeoing his butt off to make the NFR and compete at the highest levels on the bronc riding side of things, while you are also 18 times in Houston. That's almost 20 years of rodeo Houston.
Yeah, I think it was.
was actually 20?
It was 20. Yeah, I need to probably update.
Oh, you update that? I should have vetted this with you first. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I
you
was
two-
at Houston for 20 years.
And
yeah.
but you 2 are going to different places a lot
Yeah.
of the time. So
Yeah,
he would
we
come and
did.
see you in Houston. But like you're by yourself or you're with your mom
Yeah.
or like he's got
Yes.
the kids or you got the kids or somebody else got the kids. Like
Yeah, the kids usually came with me because I had the trailer and the horses, and of course I was kind of a mama bear, still am. So kids, I didn't let them too far out of my sight. But yeah, Dustin was rodeoing hard and would come to Houston for his 3 or 4 days and stay. He would always stay as much as he could, but he rodeoed pretty hard there for a while. So.
And you guys lived out of the living quarters and you were hauling 2 to 5 horses at a time, probably every time?
Yeah.
Every week?
Yeah. Yeah, 4 usually.
4 usually?
Yeah.
Jeez. And living out of the trailer, which like is normal for the rodeo lifestyle for
Yes.
what we're doing on the road a lot of times.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not easy when there's 3 little boys in the trailer and your husband. There's 5 of you in the trailer.
Yes. Yeah, that. Yeah,
Bunch
and
extra
you
bunkers,
usually all his traveling partners on the trailer couch too. So you
I
know
was-
how that goes.
I was wondering if the back, like once the boys got bigger, if the back just turned into the playpen. You just lock the door and
pretty
say,
much. We'd
"Good
hang a
luck back
punching
there."
bag back there, and when they
Yeah.
needed to blow off steam, we just kick them back there to the punching bag.
Oh,
and
that's fun.
yeah,
But there's probably memories there's memories that you guys would have on the road
so
that
many good ones.
no
yes.
one would even
Yeah.
be able to
Oh.
ever duplicate.
So many good memories. We just had a blast traveling, and now we're kind of back on the rodeo trail. Ridge is going to enter some pro rodeos this year, and he's been junior high rodeoing for the last few years, and Shade started junior high rodeo, and so I kind of feel like we're we're back in the living quarters with all the kids. But the best memories. Yeah.
And they would be, kids would be thankful to be able to have grown up that way.
Yes.
Someday they'll look back at
it. They're pretty grateful already for it, I think.
So 18 years in Houston, and the NFR, Canadian Finals Rodeo. I want to talk production at the CFR.
Mm-hmm.
But for those that don't know, would you give a little explanation of the act that you did in the rodeo world for, like, there was trick riding, but then there was the Liberty Act, Unbridled was the name, right? So, and it was like 6 to 8 minutes, but I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this was a crafted piece that you built for the rodeo world that was a specialty dress act is what the PRCA would name it. But you're adding a different piece to the show at the rodeos, but would you explain to those that might not understand what we're talking about?
Yeah, so I was wanting to transition to doing a little bit more than trick riding.
But that was trick riding was what you did for a long time too.
For a long time, yeah. And then when the boys were quite little, I wanted to kind of switch gears a little bit and maybe be a little bit safer. And when I went to Australia to perform, I trick rode over there. We went and
somebody else's horses.
Yes, okay. We trained the horses when we got there, and Lord, that was a story in itself. They bucked and run off and bolted, and the horse I was on jumped out of the arena when I was coming out of a train. Like, it was wild.
Oh my goodness.
But it was a story.
Holy shit.
Anyways, I met an Australian trainer named Dan James, who to this day is my biggest mentor, one of my great friends.
They weren't his horses, right?
They weren't his horses, no.
His were slightly more trained.
He was using his to perform his Liberty show, which is where I fell in love with Liberty horsemanship. And in Australia,
probably like 2008?
It was 2005.
Okay.
The year we went, I think. And 2005. And so I kept in contact with Dan and managed to fly him over so I could learn from him a couple of years later. And that was the start of my Liberty horses. And I think he was here for about a month or 6 weeks.
Stayed with you guys at your house?
Actually, I was on the road. I was actually performing at Fort Worth shortly after he came over. So we were on the road. I was trying to learn all this and train the horses do all these things. And I think Ridge, we were just barely, it was before Ridge. I guess he came back over when Ridge was a baby too. But anyways, so he spent some time and that was the start of this Liberty act that I put together. And I used 3 horses and just created a traveling show.
And to get more specific, it's 3 Liberty horses, and you would start out riding your main horse.
Yeah,
the gray
that
horse.
was Z.
That's Z.
The black horse.
The black horse. Okay,
yep.
So you start out riding Z, and you're bareback from the beginning.
Yep.
And then take the bridle off.
Yep.
It was dramatic. Like, it was all show business, right?
Yeah,
like,
all show business.
The whole thing.
Yeah,
right?
rode them bridleless and ran them around the arena
you take the bridle
and
off.
stopped them.
Like, you don't start without the bridle. It's a show of taking the bridle off.
That's right.
That's part of the selling point. But then 2 other horses come out at some point, or one at a time. I forget the whole.
Yeah, one at a time, and then I would work one off of Z while I was riding them bareback and bridleless, and they would all lay down, rear up, circle around, come back, stop, run to me. It was just kind of like choreographed art to show horsemanship. Just like a free form of horsemanship. It was a little bit different from anything the rodeo world probably in Canada had seen.
In the U.S., probably anywhere.
Yeah, it was pretty different. And I did go a lot of places all over North America and Canada doing that.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Built another team. As I got busier on the road, I needed more horses, so I put together another Palomino team of horses, and I went pretty steady from about 2010 to 2020 with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then COVID comes around. There's no
Yeah.
events.
We were in Houston.
You're in Houston.
Got
That's
shut
right.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
You
was
got
crazy.
canceled
Yep.
in the middle of the event.
After the 8th perf, yep.
Yeah.
When they sent us home, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like just one.
Give us 2 hours and we were out of there.
No shit.
Yeah.
And everybody's like kind of panicking too. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's like,
we
what the
well,
hell's going on?
yeah, and
We're
we were
attacking
so
this crazy
far
guy.
from home. It
Yeah.
was
And you
actually
and the boys, like all 5 of you.
Yeah, well, Case was a baby. Yeah, it was wild. It was
He's only 2 years old.
yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Huh. So yeah, you're in Houston and it cancels after 8 days, which is looking back wild.
Yeah.
Then you guys hustle home, and
Yep.
then you locked up for a month,
Yep.
basically. Like all of March, we're
Yeah,
stuck
it was
at home,
odd.
and it was cold. It was really cold.
Yeah.
And it snowed a lot.
Yeah.
But then we have no events, so essentially your entire livelihood.
Yes.
How much money did you make in May of 2020?
I know, right?
I
None.
think I made $200.
I know. It was a scary. It
Everything
was.
got
It was.
canceled.
Yeah. It was crazy because
That's your whole-
everything.
that's most of your money. That's most of
Everything
your
I
business.
knew how to do, teach clinics, everything I'd done my whole life to make a living
Gone.
was gone.
Yeah.
Done. So we actually started a direct sales beef business in
Oh.
that time.
Are you still doing that now?
No.
Not as much, no.
No, we're not. We what did we go 2.5 years? 2.5, 3 years, and I
Packers
enjoyed
are
it,
the
but I enjoy
pinch
the
point,
horse.
though. Oh, you didn't love it either.
It was okay, and it got
Yeah.
us through COVID, and it was okay. But for me, it's always been the horses. So
Okay. And but there's
I
no
had
movies
to-
either.
there was
Right?
no
So there's
nothing.
nothing.
I
Yeah.
couldn't teach a clinic. There was nothing. Yeah, I mean, maybe taking a couple horses to train, which
Which
I
took
think
a while
I did
too,
a little bit
probably.
of that, but yeah, it was. But it makes you be resourceful and be grateful for when you can get back at it.
But was that the point where you flipped the script on what you were
Yes.
doing that way? That was kind of the.
Yep.
I don't remember you doing that much since
No.
then.
No,
Liberty Act
we
and
ended
everything.
up being home, and then I guess like neither one of us really set out to retire from rodeo, but after having a year off, we were building things more and more up at the ranch and focusing on having more cows and more land and more like just all the things, right? So yeah, just kind of the way it worked out. And then Heart of the Horse I had started in 2019
Oh, okay.
before
So you only had
COVID.
to do one before COVID.
Did one, and I knew already before COVID that the age the boys were becoming, that I would need to and want to slow down on the road a little bit and transition again. So that was already a little bit in the works with Heart of the Horse, and then COVID just kind of accelerated it and then slowed some things down all at once. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so do you miss the shows though?
I miss seeing rodeo people all the time. I mean,
You got
rodeo.
one at your house every day.
I got one at my house every day, and that's awesome. And yeah, I do miss the people. I miss a little bit of the excitement of traveling and being on the road, and some of the fulfillment of the work I did with the horses on the road. But I also am really happy with where we're at right now.
Yeah.
So it's
And
good.
Probably thankful to sleep in your own bed every day.
Yes, yeah, and like you said, in the living quarters with 3 boys and a husband.
And the stray Bronc riders.
That gets you gotta cut down on that every now and again. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta go back to the horse side of things. So I was talking with Cassie Hausauer and
Yes.
talking with Sean Morton as well. I talked to a
You
bunch of
talk
folks
to
today,
all the people.
trying to do some homework.
Yeah.
And Peter, okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna go back to the Nick flip. What the heck's the Nick flip?
Oh,
the Nick
gosh.
flip.
It's funny I said that, but I can hardly remember the story around it.
Well, can I tell one of the stories?
Yes, yeah.
So there's a story about. So Nikki was part of the production crew at the Canadian Finals Rodeo for a number of years, like at least a decade, I want to say.
Lots of years. Yeah.
Peter was on the production side of things and the pyrotechnic side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin was riding there also, and winning Canadian titles. But you ran the opening ceremonies for a number of years. That was part of your
yeah.
part of your contract.
Yes.
What else? Flag team.
Yep. I
Few
was
things.
responsible for all the sponsor flag girls and horses and produced the opening ceremonies for years.
Yeah.
Like I think from, I don't know, probably 15 years I did it.
Probably like
Maybe
I wanna
more.
say 04 to like 2018.
Yeah, that's
Like you did all the
your
way
guess
till-
is as good.
Yeah.
Until they
guessing.
moved from Red Deer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was like I think 18 or 19.
Yeah.
18, 17 was the last CFR in
Yeah.
Edmonton, I believe. Anyways, I forget now, but one time, just for reference, for those that don't know the whole story here, Niki was in the opening riding her horse Liberty. Like, you're riding your horse bridleless and bareback, and then you're in a white suit and you get
Oh, and I
pulled off
flew.
the horse. You were flying.
Yes. Yes.
Flying around the arena.
Yeah.
Um,
Peter loved to do that. We did that several times. It was actually really fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you're trick riding essentially,
Yes.
like riding. But
Yep.
is that all? That's not Liberty because there's not another horse. That's
Right.
trick riding. Is that correct? I got the definitions right. I don't know what
Yeah.
I'm doing here. I'm gonna be fired soon.
Aerial riding? I don't know.
You said aerial riding.
Yeah, I guess. I
Is that
mean,
the thing? Did you invent something new with Peter?
well, I don't know. I'm pretty sure
That
they've
sounds
done
like
it
Cavalia.
elsewhere.
That
Yeah,
sounds like
it was
Cavalia thing.
Cavalia type stuff. But
Okay.
yes, Peter's so creative.
Yeah.
Him and I used to have, I remember we'd sit in the office after work and have CFR brainstorm
Would you have
sessions.
a CFR
And
with red wine with Peter? Or was that-
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I've never done that before ever.
Yeah,
with
I
Peter.
know.
Never ever.
I know. It's funny how, well, some good ideas come from that sometimes.
I'm with you. We did it the other day drinking coffee in my basement working on music.
There you go.
Yeah, that was just not long ago.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we had some good brainstorming, and the Nick flip that
do you
was
need
his idea. I think
What is it?
he decided we needed a showstopper in an opening, and he thought I should do a backflip off a running horse. But I
then what?
never did get
Onto
that
your
done.
feet?
But I don't. You'd have to ask Peter
How do you
what he had
stand
in
up
mind.
on the horse?
I don't know. But he teased
Peter, what
me
do you
about it
mean?
every year.
Nikki, we're gonna need the Nick flip.
Yeah, we're
Gonna
gonna
need
need
the
to
flip.
pull out the Nick flip.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I got another question. This one came from Cassie, I believe. She was wondering about how a horse becomes one that gets that top level. And then I wrote a note about it can't be all of them. Like, you can't just take any horse, like your Australian Mustangs, and turn them into high-end trick riding or Liberty horses.
Yeah.
Like, you have some bloodlines of your own horses, I'm assuming, and you've bred your own set. I think you probably buy some too. Like,
Yeah,
got to buy a few outside. but
Yeah, I think my whole theory on all of that is you can always get a horse better or to have a job doing something at quite a decent level, but definitely some will naturally excel
Okay.
and be a lot easier to train and better suited to the jobs that you give them. So I really I know now after all these years of what I'm looking for when I buy them. And then, like I said before, just kind of trying to put them in a job that they like, and that they, you're not always kind of fighting against their natural disposition when you give them the jobs that they want to be in, like people, I think, like
Okay.
that. So the top really special horses, and I have had a few, but they are rare to find ones that are just so special. I had a trick riding horse named Rebel that took me, I think of the 7 times I performed at the NFR, he took me there 5 of those. He was awesome. And then my black horse that I did, he gave me so many opportunities. He was incredible. Like, he was the one when I had all my babies, they would ride on the ranch because I knew he would take care of us. They rode in front of me or on my back. I knew I was safe with him. He performed. I knew any movie set I took him to, he was going to pull through and do the job. I knew any live performance. He had some quirks, and he would, I had to kind of get around a few things with him, but he was just so special. He was such a cool horse. And I've got another horse now called Rio that since Z, he's kind of filled that spot for me. He's pretty cool horse too. And Ace, is the gray horse that has done since Z so much of the movie work, and he's another one. He's kind of quirky, but oh man, he's a cool special horse. So I've had some good ones.
You mentioned safe, and I have to bring it up. I know you've talked about it lots, but you got in a wreck at home, and did you have to get airlifted to a hospital somewhere because you got in a bad wreck?
Not airlifted, no. Just ambulance, and yeah,
Okay.
it was just. I think I was 20 years old and just trying a couple of new trick riding horses actually at an arena that I used to go ride at. And yeah, a dog came around the corner and kind of charged at one of the new horses, and he started to pull back, and I turned to see, and he just kind of jumped and reared and came down on my cheek and my ribs, and yeah, it was a good wreck, but and I've had a few performing and trick riding horses falling down and things like that, but I have always been I'm probably worried now more about being safe since I've had the boys. That always factors in now. Dustin teases me because I won't go flat out across the field quite as hard as I used to, but yeah, I've been really fortunate too that I've, here I am.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good.
I got one from Brett Gardner now. He says, how does it feel to have had such an impact on the next generation in the rodeo industry?
Oh,
Brett's got a good one there.
wow, that means a lot to me coming from him. I don't know. I guess you never really think that I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's pretty special. I guess that would be probably the best gift or the most purposeful thing when you think about the career that you have, and you would hope that I don't know. You would hope that you've made a positive impact on people that want to do similar things or have some success in the same field that you've had. That would be really nice compliment.
I want to talk about Heart of the Horse, and where did it start? What was the idea? You said 2019 was the first one, and you were still on the road, actively working on the shows on the road. But how did you come up with this? And then it was in Brooks, or was it in Pincher Creek? What was the first one?
First one was at Silver Slate.
In just south of Calgary.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we went to Pincher because we had to be outdoors for 2021. Then we went to Brooks, and now we're in Medicine Hat. And the idea, actually, I remember Dustin and I were actually out feeding cows, and I remember I was watching him traipse quite a ways across the field to chop a water hole, and I was just sitting in the truck thinking about how I'd like to produce a live show, but I didn't fully know what it was going to be all about. And then I was making supper later that night, and I was like, I think I kind of got an idea of what I'm going to put together here. And then it just kind of snowballed from there.
Interesting.
Yep.
And how did you decide Silver Slate for the first one?
I had done a few things at that venue, and it was, just was a close to us and a good fit for getting us started off. And we just tried to kind of organically grow the event with venues and locations to where we're at now. And Medicine Hat is our first year there was last year, and it was awesome. Full house and great venue, and I think that's where we needed to be. So.
And was that the sixth one already, and this will be the seventh in 2026? Is that right?
Yeah.
I was just counting.
Yes,
on my hand.
this will be the seventh.
This will be the seventh one.
Yeah, because we missed 2020, so 19.
Yeah.
20. Yeah, this will be the seventh. Yeah.
Seventh one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just had the sixth one.
Yeah.
And so, give us the advertising on it now, or take a drink of water. I'll fill for a while while you take a drink. But for those that haven't been, sell me a ticket. Why should I buy a ticket?
Well, my hope with Heart of the Horse was to have something for everyone, and I think that's what we have created. So within the event, the kind of main feature of it is a colt starting competition. So over the course of 3 days, we have 3 remarkable trainers that start a colt from the very beginning, and by the end of the 4th round, it is remarkable what they're accomplishing with these colts. All We have this whole scoring system and way about the event that is really important to me to keep the best interest of the horse at the heart of it. And so, yeah, so the colt starting is kind of the main thing that started it. And from there, we do a Saturday night show, which has allowed me to use my production background with lots of entertainment and pyro and lighting and all different horse acts and disciplines. And I bring them together in an hour-long production. And it has turned into something really special, something that I'm really proud to produce. And yeah, it's just something that I'm excited because it lets me be creative, and it's something that I think it fills a little bit of what I miss being on the road in the entertainment industry. It fills that part of it a little bit for me. So the night show, and then we have a ranch scramble and a ranch horse competition, which also kind of works in our daily life and what we do on the ranch. I'm such a fan of what horses bring to our lives as working cowboys and what they can get done for jobs on the ranch. And I think it's pretty neat to showcase that in front of so many people and show just the scope, the wide scope of what horses can do. Everything from the night show to when they're just started as colts to finished cow horses and working ranch horses. And then we have this remarkable trade show that's growing every year that, you know, everybody loves to shop and gather. And yeah, so it's just, we have clinicians and trainers doing demos. So it's really educational. So that's kind of, it's a lot, but it's fun. It's cool.
And you said we. Who's we?
Well, I have grown a pretty awesome team. Dustin helps me with a ton of, I get these grand ideas in my head and then he helps me pull them off. So many of the details he makes happen. And I'm so grateful to him for that. I tell him I need cows for our cow horse competition, and we go out and sort off all our heifer calves, and away we go with them, or heifer cows, I guess. And he just, anything I need, he's there to make it happen. And he's just become such a big part of, you know, just the production side of it, knowing from his rodeo background, he knows how to keep an event rolling and the details in the back that need to happen. He's got a pretty awesome crew of guys put together that helps with that. And then I have an awesome crew, Tammy and Robbie and Gail and ladies that I've worked with at, you know, different rodeos, CFR, things like that have helped me. They do everything from taking tickets at the door to running our merch booth. My stepmother-in-law runs the merch booth. My mother-in-law helps with everything. Like, we just have a team of people in our lives that make everything work.
And the event this year is August 21st to 23rd at the Cypress Center in Medicine Hat.
Yes. Yep.
Heartofthehorse.com.
Yes, theheartofthehorse.com.
Theheartofthehorse.com.
You got it.
Okay. What else? What's coming up this year? Anything new, different that for those that maybe have been?
Well, we have
TBD.
what I'm excited
winter.
about. Well, no, we do have some great plans in place. I'm really excited. Dan James, so the trainer that taught me all the Liberty work, is coming back. He competed in the very first one. He's coming back to compete and perform this year, so I'm really excited about that. And his horsemanship is just, he is incredible. So everybody will want to come and just see what he has to share for his talent there. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought his name up because I had it wrote down and starred because I wanted to ask specifically if he or why him on the Liberty side. Was it not something that was happening very much in North America, or why did you bring a guy from Australia?
Well, it was not something that I had been around or seen much of until I went to Australia, and there are some.
And you saw him.
And there
he
are
was your introduction to Liberty.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at the show we did over there, and when we were training the trick riding horses, he was working around the same facility, and I got to see some of his training, and it was, yeah, really just caught my eye. I just loved the horsemanship and what he was doing with his horses. So, yeah.
For somebody like me that's never trained an animal ever, what's step one with training a horse? Like what?
Step one
is step
for
one?
me is always the groundwork. So I always have kind of a checklist on the ground that I want them to be able to go through, and I like to have them really soft and really willing on the ground.
What are your definitions of those two things? Soft and willing for a horse.
Just a horse that is kind of engaged with you, connected with you, kind of looking to you for, like, I guess that softness and that willingness is, I don't know. I guess it's a feel. You know when they're with you and when they're wanting to try for you. So that's kind of the very first thing that I look for in the groundwork. Things that I put them through help to put those building blocks in place to create that. And then I build on those to get to the more advanced and refined training, like for the movie stuff and the live shows. So.
Okay. Going back to the horse side of things and the training piece, what was my next question? I just want to ask about like what so the groundwork's first, and groundwork is, what is groundwork even?
So groundwork is
I'm sorry
when you,
that this is like step one. For
no,
people
that
know,
no, that's good.
no.
So instead of being in a ridden position training the horse, you're on the ground with them.
Yeah.
I find it the
And
most.
this is lunging.
Well,
Is part one of the pieces.
yeah,
That's
a
further
little
along
bit.
the
Like
thing?
you kind of go through a whole little series of like vertical and lateral flexions and disengaging hindquarters and circling and side passing and all the
Jeez.
things to teach
On
them.
the ground.
Yeah, to teach them to yield away from energy and pressure and to draw towards you and all the things you want them to be able to feel before you're on their back. And then I have a way of transferring those cues to how you would use them from a ridden position. So when you actually get on their back, they're already in a pretty good
State of
good
mind,
state.
too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then, so Devin, would you help me out with this on the level way higher on the horse side of things? Like, if you're somebody in the horse world that like wanted to ask Niki a question specifically about the training of the horses, like where should I even go with that? I don't even know what the next steps are on like what people would think about. But these are like the,
It's so intricate with horses. It's kind of like.
and it's so intricate and they're all different. So it's a bit of a case by case basis.
A little bit. Yeah.
There's not some things that work for
There's
every horse.
there's
Or there
some
are?
things I do. There's lots of things I would do for every horse, and you kind of have to adjust it accordingly to what that horse needs from you. But it's really, I always just tell my students at clinics, just think of it as like you're building that foundation, you're putting those building blocks there, and then you can build that as high as you want from there. You can just refine it more and more, get more and more advanced depending on what your goals are. So, yeah.
So how much difference have you noticed with your horses since you've been home more? And like not being on the road? Like you would be able to handle more, train more, less? You got lots of other stuff on the go too.
Yeah, it is easier to train
When you're
at
at home.
home. Yep.
But when you're on the road at
on
the
the
shows,
road,
you're just doing
you're
it.
just trying to maintain.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would take a young one. It's a good place to season
Okay.
on the road and get them used to all the sights. Just depending on where you're at for venues and time and stuff, as far as actually getting good training time in that was a challenge sometimes, but you just make it work.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as actually training, like what are the key pieces of training? Like what are you? Repetition is one.
Yes. Consistency.
But what are you actually doing? Like how are you training a horse to understand the pressures?
Yeah.
It's I guess some of it's like rewarding the good behavior.
Yes. Yep. You're exactly right. So, my whole training program is based off of reward and release, and so you're kind of creating this situation for them, setting them up to figure out what you're asking with the most clear communication that you can. So I'll do round pen exercises where I'm drawing them to my shoulder and keeping them with me, and that's kind of the basis. And from there you can start, circling, changing directions, sending them far away and calling them back, rearing, laying down, all of those things. But it's a whole system, and you teach them to be able to handle the energy and intention of what you're asking. And then from there, you can reward in a lot of different ways. Number one, the release of the ask is the reward. I'm always verbally praising. My energy is a reward. The way I'm verbally, rubbing on them and talking to them, that's a reward. Some people will use treats. I will, in some parts of my program, use treats. Not all of it. That comes with a whole nother kind of ball game that you have to be very aware of. But so yeah, that's the whole thing is just, and the training is figuring out how to effectively communicate what you're hoping to get out of them, and then be able to reward them in a timely manner. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what else to ask. Do you have any follow-ups from this, Devin? Yeah.
Well, we have talked about a lot.
Yeah, we have.
A lot of things.
Yeah. Since I actually turned the recording on, we're over an hour.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Chatted
Dustin,
your ear off.
did I miss anything? No? I'm just trying to think if I missed anything. Was there anything else you want to talk about that we didn't? Oh, we got to talk about. I
don't know.
I had the Nick flip written down, and I also had the Nikki class written down.
Oh yes,
It's not the master class.
right.
It's the Nick class.
The Nick
flip and the
class.
Nick class.
That's right. Yes, I have been working, which is hard for me in the office to get in the office, but I've been making myself get there this month. And yes, I'm putting together kind of an online clinic to offer people. So hopefully that will be coming soon. It's for Liberty. Yeah, Liberty and groundwork. Yeah. So that's going to be launching April-ish. Yes. I do, yeah, lessons and clinics. But I am having a hard time finding the time with our boys' sports schedule to actually do the lessons and clinics. So I'm hoping this online will help.
I'm building a masterclass for Madison.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
Oh, that's very cool. Yep.
it's a lot.
Yes, I knew she was doing that. That's awesome.
Right on.
Yeah.
So that's coming out in April.
Yes.
And people can find that where? On your social media?
Yes.
theheartofthehorse.com?
Yes, mine and the Heart of the Horse social media. It will be all over it.
Right on.
Yep.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, Nikki, I don't know what else to ask you besides I forget sometimes, but we've done it almost every show so far. What's your definition of cowboy shit?
Oh, great question. I should have thought of that because I knew. My definition, I guess, just like all things cowboy, like it's just like embodies that. I don't know. It makes me think of that cowboy persona, maybe. I guess that cowboy spirit. That
Okay.
just all things good in cowboy, and that's all the good things in life.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot to ask about the ranch in Pincher Creek, and I think it's like that's where Dustin's originally from, is Pincher, and family. But did you guys buy a different place, or like buy your family place, or like what's the story on the ranch in Pincher?
Yeah, so we're on his family's ranch.
Yeah.
So we also ranch a neighbor. Well, how do I explain, Cal? We lease a place across the highway, and so we've kind of merged that with what we're doing on the family ranch, and so we're running our own cow herd, and we have goats and chickens and dogs.
Performance goats.
Performance goats
What is
for
a
our goat ropings.
What is a performance goat?
Goat roping goats.
Performance goats.
That's what I call them.
Oh.
Yeah, well, have you ever been to Twin Butte?
Yeah.
Yeah, so at
Yeah.
that restaurant, in
Which
the
is awesome.
summer, it is amazing.
Yeah. Mexican
We
joint.
hold goat roping on Wednesday nights, and it is so fun.
Oh gosh.
It's a good time.
How many sombreros are harmed in the making of this goat roping every week?
Not a one.
No?
No, it's fun. It's good. So
Oh,
yeah, that
wow.
was new last year. They asked us to
That's fun.
to host those, so we've been doing that, and
Goat roping.
yeah,
performance
and then
goats.
just yeah, I know Dustin gets a kick out of it. Our boys love it. It's so
Probably
much
the win-
fun.
They probably win every week.
Yeah, well, yeah.
times?
Shade's won a few times. Yeah.
Is it for kids or adults or what?
Oh,
Can I
everybody.
enter?
Everybody.
Really?
Yeah.
How many margaritas are we supposed to drink before?
Yeah, just few.
The margarita level depends on the person competing. It
Yeah.
can be from 0 to
That's right. Yeah, but no, it's fun. So yeah, we're
Right on.
we're busy on the ranch. Lots of
Yeah.
cow work, and it's worked out really well for us being there.
You grew up, like your family, your dad in the show business side of things, but like, when was the horse introduced in your life? Like, did you guys grow up ranching too?
No, I grew up on an acreage outside of Rocky Ford, and my grandpa always had some trail riding horses, and I
Oh.
would sneak over there every chance I got
Oh,
and
really?
ride his horses. When I was 12, I wanted to go in horse 4-H, so I bought my first little mare, Diamond, for $100 a month for a year. And then I actually trick rode on her and went on to high school rodeo on her, and
Oh, wow.
she kind of got me started. So
That's cool.
that was the start.
That was the
Yep.
first horse.
Yep.
Diamond.
Diamond. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
And then high school rodeo. What events did you compete in high school rodeo?
I competed in the breakaway roping, the pole bending, and the goat tying.
Right on. No,
Yeah.
not a barrel racing.
Not a barrel racer.
Never
no.
have been, never will be.
I did have a little stint for a while there.
Yeah.
I had always wanted to do it. I just never had a horse really that
Oh.
would be competitive. So, I guess that would have been, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years ago that I ran for a couple years.
Only
Competed
7
at
or 8
some
years
rodeos.
ago?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I missed that somewhere along the line.
Yeah. Yeah, I did only just when I could, if I was performing at a rodeo and could enter it too, or
Yeah.
I didn't do a ton of it, but
Oh,
I
but you did it.
enjoyed it. One
Oh.
day I'll do it again a little
Okay.
bit. Yep.
Right on.
Yep.
Right on. What about the breakaway roping?
Yeah, I've just started now that our boys are getting a little older, and we like to all rope together, and I've just started back team roping and breakaway roping a little more. I really enjoy it. So,
Right on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit of cow horse stuff. Just dip my toe in that a little bit. Enjoyed that
Yeah.
a lot.
Well, the last guy that sat in that chair was John Swales.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing
We had a-
cowboy.
I
Yeah.
had a lot of fun with that show.
Yeah.
Him and Ronnie back like in the spring last year.
Yeah.
The last horse person that was on the show that we did. The one
Yeah.
was-
Gosh, they're incredible.
fun.
So much talent.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Well, you guys got to get going back home, so I got to let you go. This is a lot of fun though.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having us here. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. We okay, to wrap it up from the Brown Boot Studio, my name's Ted Stoven, and you just heard from Niki Flundra. You gotta check out Heart of the Horse in Medicine Hat, Alberta, August 21st to 23rd. Medicine Hat, the
You
Cypress
got it.
Center, theheartofthehorse.com.
Yes.
Check out all the info. Niki's new master class is coming out soon as well.
Yeah.
Make sure to stay tuned for that. But yeah, lessons, everything. I guess they can find
Yeah.
on your
Well,
website.
thanks, Ted.
Yeah.
I sure appreciate
Thanks
it.
for doing this. Yeah.
You bet. Okay.